thank you, Congressman Speer, for yielding and for your great leadership on this issue and so many that affect our women in the military. I also want to start with a shout out to Congressman Takano and Brownlee for their work on getting veterans the health care they need. Congressman Speer, I join you and millions of Americans who believe that a woman should be able to make her own decision about her reproductive care, her life, and her future. And here's the thing. Abortion is health care, and the decision to seek an abortion is deeply personal. It's a decision that should be made by a woman with her doctor or with people she trusts, not by politicians, not by the governors, not by a state legislature, people who have no insight into her circumstance. And today, we're taking the opportunity to focus on the importance of reproductive freedom for members of our military. And I believe, as you pointed out, there's over 200,000 active women service members that serve our nation, 80,000 residing in the over 100 military bases in this country, bases dominated by men. And most of these women are young, they're fresh out of high school or college, they've never been away from home, and they have hopes and dreams, and they're filled with pride and excitement. And sadly, they're entering an environment where sexual assault is rampant. And just ask Sarah, who was stationed at Fort Hood, Texas. This was just a few years ago. She was raped at a party attended by military personnel. At that point, in those days, she was able to opt for an abortion, and she was able to drive. She had been at Fort Hood, Texas. She was able to drive to a Planned Parenthood nearby. But now that the Republican-controlled Supreme Court has made a dastardly, that's sort of a polite way to express it, dastardly decision to restrict access to abortion, what would be the option for Sarah or any of the women stationed in American bases where the states have either banned or restricted abortion? And I have a similar map, Representative Speer, to the one you showed. So the dark-colored, where there's dark colors on the state, I don't know, I'll call it red. I'm going to call it Magna Red. The Magna Red states. And those are states that either have banned or are restricting or severely restricting or in the process of restricting access to abortion. There's about 27 of those in this country. Now take a look. Those little dots, black dots, that represents the military bases in this country. And just take a look. I'm going to have to, Madam Speaker, move to my map. What if you're in a base? If you're based deep in Texas, in Mississippi, Alabama, even in Florida, where do you go? Where do you go? The map tells a story. So we know that Sarah would have had to drive 9 hours from Fort Hood just to get to New Mexico. And make no mistake, Madam Speaker, make no mistake that the Republican-appointed Supreme Court, the Magna Republican state legislatures, have declared a war on women. So we're here today, we're saying this. Our patriotic women, they leave their homes, their family, and their friends to serve our country. They signed up to be pilots and engineers and medics, not forced pregnancy forced by Magna Republicans. We trust them with Black Hawks, with firearms, logistics. We must trust them to make their own medical decisions about their lives and give them access to the health care they deserve. They are standing up for our freedom, and we must stand up for theirs. And with that, I yield back.
I thank the gentlewoman for her powerful comments.